Hello, it's me, it's Lucian. So I have finally OBS working, so I will try to upload some videos where I'm playing. I could stream, but my connection is too weak, I think, so I will upload sometimes some video, sometimes streaming, sometimes just casting some games. So here I will cast the final match of the King of Cybran that has been played yesterday, so it was a very great tournament. I couldn't play it, but I watched some of the replays and it was very good. So the final, first we have to tell you the background before this final. It was very interesting. Like, it was a double elimination tree, and in the final of the winner bracket we had BC Blackheart, which was, let's say, the favorite of the tournament, who faced it was Zlord, who Zlord had win CrazedChariot in the semi-final of the winner bracket. So inside the loser bracket now, CrazedChariot he played against, I don't know who he played exactly, but then he reached, after losing the winner bracket, he reached the final of the loser bracket, and then he faced he said BC Blackheart, who lost against Raz. I'm not used to tell those name. Zlord. I'm used to call him Zlord, but he changed his name. So let's see the final match. As I said, there were a final of the loser bracket, which was CrazedChariot, who won against BC Blackheart. He made. I won't spoil the game if it's casted by someone else, but it was an interesting match. But as you see Crazed in the final, you know that Crazed won this game. Everyone was expecting Blackheart to win this, because he's very strong on 20 per 20 kilometers map, but no. Subcom, it's not such an easy game. Like, you can have a lot of sneaky strategies. So now let's focus on our game. Here it is. We have here Zlord, which is playing Cybran, of course, because it is King of Cybran, so both players are Cybran. And here Zlord. No, it's CrazedChariot. Oh, it's my first cast. I can do 100 mistakes, it's not a problem. So he's making a very interesting build order. I will stay in his view. I think it's maybe interesting to keep in the view of one player. So let's see what he will build. 5 NGs, 2 Monties. Oh, it's quite interesting, because like on a 10 per 10 kilometers map like this one, it's called Dual Arches. I never played it, but it looks to be a very cool map. You have Summary Claim here. You have a lot of expansions. I think it's designed to be a 4 versus 4 players initially, but like a lot of 4v4 players, it makes some very interesting maps. So you can see third NGs going here on the rock, then expansions. The second NGs went to Max, then Hydro. So anyway, he's not really in a hurry to go to the Hydro, as he planned to go for third air or not second air. And more and more the top 10 or top 20 players are going third air instead of second air. Why? Because it allows to raid a lot. Like, if you go bomber with a second air, it's interesting, you can hurt a little, but then you have to take the air supremacy. Whereas with second land you can raid with Monties. Oh, here I'm totally wrong. He just wants to spam more NGs. But he will also have some early Monties that he will be able to send here and secure the reclaim, which is very decisive. You can see there's a lot of rocks everywhere. And what I like in this map is, like, first you have different oceans. So as Cybran it's even more interesting, because if you lose the ocean here, you can imagine that you can try a comeback by building destroyers here and cross the land here. Could be interesting. And fourth factory will be Navy for CrazedChariot at 3 minutes 30, so it's very early. Actually, he changed his build order. He made a third land You have to know that CrazedChariot is making some crazy builds. Sometimes it looks very weird, but in the end it really often pays off. He has a vision of the game very interesting. First fight here, Crazed lost his scout. He will try to make a run by because he thinks there's an Engis, and he did very well if he managed to kill this Engis, and he does not, but it will have be a very important kills. But now new Mantis are coming. Bomber spotted here. He still has no air. That's crazy. Problem is that now he's waiting some energy, quite a lot by the way. But he's making so many build powers on the Navy. First frigate before 5 minutes mark, that's crazy. And he tries some overrun buys, but as you can see, that Lord seems to have as much, or maybe even more Mantis than him. He's taking his map control. There's a second Hydro, which is helping a lot. But he will suffer a lot from bombers. He's sending some anti-air. Cybran anti-air, it's quite good because it doesn't miss. And some over air here. Let's see what he sees. He focused. It's an engineer. Very, very important moment. You can see here that it looks to be his first Navy factory. He intercepted this. So even if he will probably suffer from air in a short time, it seems like he won Navy very early. Here maybe it's an attempt to get some top defenses, I would say, probably, because like look at the main base, it's so close. Yes, it's that but first the area of damage is huge on frigates, so he killed the 4 NGs in a row and still no Navy for the lot, so it looks to be very dangerous. He's killing some Mantis, 3 kills, 6 Mantis died, and okay, that's crazy Lord, crazy style as I told you. 6 minutes, Tech 2 Navy, and he still hasn't a single air factory. That's very crazy, but that's, I think, kind of a mistake from the Lord, that he should already be using Jesters as a Cybran. He scouted, he had bombers, he saw more or less everything. He probably even knows that his opponent is rushing Tech 2 Navy, because there's still not a single Tech 2 mechs. On a map like that, it's very impressive. So he know, like he invested so much in Navy, for sure on the other parts like land and air, it will happen bad. So he has to make some defenses to keep his expansions alive as long as possible. Here, this one, they will probably disappear soon as well. But big problem, like CrazedChariot, he doesn't have a lot of informations now, because he doesn't have air. The only thing he knows is that for the moment the Lord doesn't have Navy, and that's a very important thing. And you can see distro 8 minutes 40, it's very early. He knows that here it's the big gens, probably an air factory. Here we can see the assist around it, and he sends some artists, but it's Cybran. RT is not Hoover. And frigates are very useful here. Maybe there's a little too much frigates because he had air very early. Now cruiser. So from this you can expect some Tech 2 air to answer to this. I will slow the speed of the game. We can see the score, we can see some informations about the Lord, but we don't want to have those. We want to be in Crazed head, and he doesn't have those informations. He doesn't know the economy of his opponent. So interesting fact that he's keeping the cruiser here. He's afraid of a snipe. Still no air, as crazy as it can look. He could optimize this, because as I said, frigate is very useful when you go destroyer first, as it has a radar. So destroyer only will have a very short visio and no radar, so it won't see anything. But with the frigate you have this awesome radar, which helps a lot. So here it starts to be quite a problem. Even if it has a long range, this Tech 2 Navy, it's not very good to kill Tech 1 spam, because it will miss a lot of shots. So this PD 8 kills, excellent. This one dead already, but we can imagine it helped a lot. And it seems to be an attack. Yeah, Tech 2 gunships. But look at the HPs, it's decreasing quite fast. There's no Cruiser. That's Cybran. It's criticized a lot, but like Destroyer has a good DPS since few patches. I don't really know why, but 26 kills here. No need to make any more interceptors from the Lord. It will be a mistake, as he has to realize his opponent is totally neglecting air. I missed this run by there were tech 2 maxes. Looks like there were one over here, one over maybe two tech 2 maxes. One is still alive though. It's quite sad, and yeah, it's quite a problem. Even if cruisers are good, they are shooting in the cliff. No, it looks okay, but yeah, those cliffs are quite hard. And here it's surviving. Like, it's gunships that are losing. I think it's quite a problem. Without cruiser here, he should not be able to kill 10 gunships like that without losing his destroyer. Okay, so it's very hard. Okay, I make just a short break in the game because everything is happening too fast. We are in CrazedChariot's mind. He has navy, has cruisers to protect air, but more or less he's losing all his expansions because of air, and he didn't kill that much from Zlord. You can see he killed a max here, factory, few units, but all the other expansions, they are still fine, and you can see there were a lot of rocks here, and we didn't see Crazed having this control of this area. So probably that Zlord have the advantage, and as we are in observer we can check for real. Zlord has a crazy economy compared to Crazed, who lost a lot of his power, and he will lose even more very soon. He probably never managed to have this second anti-air tower. He will defend thanks to the cruiser, of course, but he has navy. It should be the ultimate weapon here, but he's about to lose this game, I will say, because I suppose Zlord should make some tech to fix artillery, which has a huge range. I will say if you put 2 or 3 fixed artillery under a shield here, this range will be about like that, see, and it's a bigger range than tech to navy, so it should defend the only thing that Crazed still has. And you can see he has no more economy, he has no more land, he never had any air, so the only thing Zlord has to do now is to protect his ACU, but without air, Crazed can't know where Zlord's ACU is. So let's see how this will go on. So of course the gunships won't do any damage, so he will try to hurt the base, but it's taking such a long time for Crazed to make some real damages. As he can't scout, he can't really know if there's a tech 2 pigeon somewhere. He can't see the unit, so that's a big problem. He's losing maxis, hydro, little by little. Yeah, so you can see Zlord's control. He lost navy, which was looking to be the most dominant strategy here, but with some great harass by land, by air. Actually the combination of the two is very good. He's taking advantage of this game. Maybe he will go for a snipe. Like, if I were Crazed, I would be afraid. Maybe there's like 10 top bombers somewhere. Oh, top bombers, here they are. Is it focusing the cruiser? Yes, you can see the HPs which decreased, but not enough. Cybran cruisers, they are really good, as they have a lot of HPs. And also they have nearly the same DPS as the destroyer. So yeah, Cybran navy, it's criticized a lot, but it has some good strength, some different strength actually. It suffers a lot against Seraphim. So he's using, okay, he's using the destroyer on land, so they should not be able to suffer from the tar bombers. But anyway, tar bombers should focus on the cruisers. If Zlord managed to kill the cruisers with this build rate, it should be fine. So the base is getting destroyed, but as I already said, it's not that huge damages. We can imagine he doesn't know what's there. Maybe he has a second base, all Tech 2 mexes. Seeing the income of the Lord, he probably have Tech 2 mexes here. Like here, it's still Tech 1 mexes. And then the game looks to stabilize. He will have one more cruiser, which is still good. He should have those mexes. It's a mistake. It's the only mexes on the entire map that are safe, actually. Try to survive. And we have to remember, it's the final match of a tournament with more than 30 players. Like, this game is looking crazy, but it's also, it has a huge importance. Like, it will determine who will be the king of the Cybran. It's a tournament hosted by Mad Mozart, so yeah, thank you for him. He's organizing some faction cups at the moment. Last week it was Seraphim, King of Seraphim, which Blackheart won, and this week it's King of Cybran, which was looking to have more level, like there were more good players who signed in. Interesting. Yeah, as I told you, Tech 2 Navy, it has big range, but to stop Tech 1 spam, it's really not the best. So finally, after a long time, he will probably lose. He has to be careful because the Medusa is stunning the Tech 2 units. On Destroyer, as strong as it can be, it's still Tech 2 units. So we can see, yeah, it's stunned by this so cheap little unit. Yeah, I'm small, but I can stun you. Yeah. Anyway, it won't change. It's really hard to say who's winning, actually. Like, it can be anyone. He's trying to recover some map control. And you can see he has plenty of reclaim, but he can't secure this. He's making an interesting move, like he tries to extend his control, and he saw there's like a lot of buildings. So there's not much here, but be sure that Zlord will reclaim this. He's reclaim addicted. Like any subcom player should be reclaim addicted, and that's why he... Oh, ACU, are you kidding me? ACU without upgrade. It's like has to go for the kill, or I think it's his last chance. Or he should overcharge first. What is Zlord doing? He will lose some HPs very fast. There's like one distro, but 3-4 cruisers and 2 other distros here. What the hell? Poor Razlo. He's about to lose this game. Like the 2 distro are moving. They are in range. They will have the Visio with the cruisers on the radar if needed. He has to dodge and go underwater. Oh man, he died, yeah. So we have our King of Cybran. He's called CrazedChariot, and he was having an upgrade. As we can see, it was stealth upgrade. He was afraid of a snipe. But anyway, the stealth upgrade, he had no more economy. He had 1 pigeon left, so he will never finish this upgrade. He will never finish anything more. He was totally dead, and now we can have an eye about what the Lord had. Actually, he was quite good. He has a lot of economy. Interestingly, he made a second HQ air, but it's a good choice as he had a lot of chances to lose this one. It was very exposed to Navy, so he made a new one. He had the energy protected, all the map. He had Navy here. Like, yeah, I told you at the beginning of the game, it's still possible to imagine a comeback of Navy with another ocean. And very interesting, he had some pigeons everywhere. So if he lost his base, he was able to stay in the game for way longer. And with those engines, yeah, he was taking Crazed side. So in any measure, he couldn't lose this game anymore, except that this fucking game called Supreme Commander, there's only one simple rule. It's like, keep your ACU alive and kill the enemy ACU. That's what he just did. He had nothing left. So interesting match, and you can see this is on the top level. The Lord is number 3 of the current ladder, and CrazedChariot is number 4. So you can imagine the level of those two players. So great match, and I don't know if it's King of UAF or King of Iron next week, but you can imagine that it will be another great tournament. Like King of UAF, it might be fun, like a little more turtle. But still, it's very good to have those faction cups. It's very good. It dynamizes a lot the competition around 5. So I don't know what will give this first cast. It probably will quite bad with my English skills, which are a little lame, but we'll see what it gives. So maybe see you for another video.